Hey y'all, welcome to Pilot Riot episode 2, and hope you guys are doing well, all you DIY fanatics out there. Listen, this is going to be replacing the spool valve in a 2013 Honda Pilot. I have two Pilots, '04 and 2013, so I'm going to be putting videos here for both of those. But the one thing to note about this, I go into a rant at the end. Honda's going to tell you that they don't sell the gaskets if you have a spool valve leak, and if you have a leak, it can drip onto your at least in one location. I think there are tool spool valves. I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments. But it can leak onto your alternator and kill it. So you definitely want to take care of this. But Honda will tell you that they only replace the entire unit itself, which involves removing the valve cover to replace. But you can get cheap knockoff gaskets and kind of jury rig something with Honda RTV, Honda's version of RTV, and which is what I did. And so I'm testing this to see if it works. But anyway, let's get into the video. 2013 Honda Pilot 3.5 liter IV Tech V6. We've got a spool valve that is leaking. Spool valve is right around here somewhere. It's leaking down onto the alternator, which failed recently, so we had to, it failed in a place where I had no tools. Had to pay like $1,200 to get a new alternator put in there. And for $1,200 we didn't even get OEM. But anyway, I'm gonna basically turn this 90 degrees. And there's another one over here, and then we'll remove the engine cover. I'm trying to do all this without disconnecting all of these because that's a pain in the butt. And this is just a wire loom heading to the individual coils. So I was hoping to be able to do this without taking the this whole wire loom distribution thing off. But it looks like I'm going to have to take it off. I really hate dealing with these things because after a while the plastic gets so brittle. Basically it's just a squeeze and a pull. So I'm going to do that for a lot of these things, and then I'll come back. So these are the bolts you're going to remove. This top one right here. And I can't get my camera in here, but there are two, like kind of right where my finger is pointing right now, one there, and then one on the other side of this connector right here. Let me see if I can focus just a little bit better. Anyway, there are two down here, and what it's going to do is it's going to pull this top half off of your spool valve, and that's where the gasket is. I think these are, if I'm not mistaken, I think these are 10 millimeter. Let me test. Yeah, 10 millimeter. So I've got all three of those bolts out. The tall one is the one that goes in this first hole here. The other two are the same size, and they go in the two holes down by that connector. Let's see if I can get this thing out. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it out and try and slide it underneath here. It's loose, but it's kind of tight in there. I don't think, there it goes. You just kind of got to jiggle it around and get it out. Well, definitely a lot of oil in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's the gasket, and there's definitely oil on both sides of the gasket. Don't know if that's from what I just did or what, so. Anyway, that's one we're going to have to replace. And then over here, down here, let me get some more light down here. See all that oil? And you can see there's a kind of another gasket there. We're going to have to replace that one too. My mistake. That's actually a steel plate I'm going to have to pop off to get to the second gasket. So I'll show you that in just a second. Let me get arranged here. Now, I'm going to try first with a screwdriver. I'm going to be very gentle. I don't want to bend this plate. I don't want to mess it up. So you can kind of feel an edge here and there. But I don't think this screwdriver is going to make it. It's too big, so I'll try something else. So I'm going to try this little pick. I'm going to try and keep the phone here and not get my hand in the way, but no guarantees. It's really jammed in with the gasket below, I think. I'm gonna go back to the screwdriver. There it goes. Okay, so it just popped free. I don't think I bent it. Yep. So, looking at that, I don't know if you can see this. Hold on, it helps to get it on camera. There's where that sieve is, or that filter. Really, really grimy. The gasket came out with it. Make sure you, I don't know if you can put this on the wrong way. I don't think you can, but just make sure you're careful and know where things go. I gotta clean all this up before I try replacing the gaskets. So the beauty of brake cleaner, I kind of don't want to spray brake cleaner down there and get it in the channels where the oil is supposed to be. So I'm just gonna put some on a paper towel, spray a bunch on a paper towel, and do my best to clean it off that way. All right, so that's looking much better. Now we'll do the other side. All right, so everything's clean now. This plate looks brand new. Looks looking good. And got the underside of this where the gasket goes, got those channels cleaned out. These gaskets, I can't even tell you how brittle they are. I mean, it is completely brittle. Very old, flattened, definitely needed replacing. So now I'm going to see if I can remove the screen without damaging anything. Honda wants you basically to buy the whole spool valve, spool pump for, I don't know, a couple $100, $300 for their OEM. Well, this cost like $10. Honda does not sell these gaskets, and they often start to leak after a little while and go bad. What I have here are Chinese knockoffs, and they look pretty good, but from word has it on the internet that these will throw a caution light because this little, whatever it is, sieve or filter here is not the proper size. The sensor detects a change in flow that's not within spec, and it throws a check engine light. So what I'm going to try and do is transfer the old basket to this one, see if that works. So here's the deal. The one on the bottom is the new one I got, the fake one basically, and the one that I'm holding is the one that I just pulled out. Be very careful when pulling yours out, just in case you have to do what I'm about to do, and that is reuse it. I don't know if you can tell here, but when I hold them up close side by side, the little basket area is completely different sized. Like the Chinese knockoff is a little narrower and a little longer. And that could be a problem. I can imagine how that would screw things up if you've got a sensitive and well-calibrated sensor. So what I'm going to do instead, I came prepared for this because I had watched other videos. Got some actual Honda RTV. It's their version of RTV, silicone sealer. So I'm going to put just a little bit on this old gasket. And even though it's old and starting to get hard, it's not nearly as flexible as this new one. I don't have any choice. I really don't want to spend $200 or $300 on a new spool valve and have to crack open the, take off the valve cover and everything to get to the entire area. So, wish me luck. This is delicate work, but basically what I'm going to do is take my silicone gasket sealer and put a very thin bead around the edges of this, and then I'm going to place it in carefully. Right now it's the downside is facing up, and place it carefully where it goes, and then start sealing back up the system. This is a fine applicator, so that's good. I hope I don't get any on that basket. I'm going to try and avoid that, but we'll see how it goes. I can't film this. I need to use both hands to do it. There it is, completed. It's a very thin, very flat bead around there. Now I'm going to try and put it in very carefully without getting it all on my fingers. This will be fun. All right, so what I did was I used a pair of pliers, and I just grabbed it gently by one of the middle rubber sections and placed it in like that, and that worked really well. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some RTV on my finger, and I'm going to try and smear it along the top carefully where the plate is going to join on top so that it's got a good seal in that direction as well. Actually, what I wound up doing was using the actual applicator and just putting it around the outside on the edges. So actually looks okay. I might have to clean a little from around the gasket, but I want to do this quick before it dries, and then I'm going to put the metal plate on to seal it up. Sorry, I'll have to do a voiceover here because the audio cut out. The gasket that I got, the knockoff gasket, is just a little bit too big for the actual application in the spool valve, the top end of the spool valve. So what I wound up having to do was taking more of that RTV and basically running a nice kind of, not too much, but a thin channel of RTV in all those grooves right there that I'm showing you in this picture, then putting it in and putting a thin layer of RTV around the top, just to make sure that that we didn't get any leaking from this end either. So again, I'm going to give you updates to see if this worked in the end. But like I said, I didn't actually just lose the audio, I also lost the video, so apologize for that. But anyway, let's keep going. There we go, ready to go in. Got her back in. Now it's time to put the bolts back in. Got them all hand tightened. They came off really easily, these bolts. So there's the top one. They came off really easily. So I don't even know if they're torque specs. I just tightened them, snugged them as tight as I could by hand without going too crazy. Remember, you're dealing with a lot of aluminum here, so don't go crazy. Don't want to strip threads. That's it. You got 60 minutes to do this. As soon as you start using the silicone sealant that you get from Honda, 60 minutes before it cures to rubber. So I was working kind of quickly, but not too quickly. The 60 minutes is plenty of time to do this. Now we'll just see if it works, and I'll report back. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Don't forget to plug back in your electrical connectors. Definitely don't want to forget that. Things aren't going to work if you don't do that. And also your, don't forget to put your, that's it, there were just two electrical connectors that I had to take off, these two, the green one and the black one. Don't forget to put your engine cover back on to make it look all nice and neat. And then that's it. The way you put your engine cover back on, you've got two little, I don't know, I've forgotten, pins that go in here and here. And then over here, that's where one of your little turn lock is. And that's where your other turn lock goes, right there in that hole. And you just twist it 90 degrees and you're locked up. Have a good day, y'all. Dock out. I want to say one last thing. Not dock out, first of all. Sorry. This is experimental. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'll tell you if it works or not. Maybe I got some silicone. Maybe I used too much silicone and now it's clogging that little filter. Maybe it's going where it's not supposed to go and it's going to throw error codes left and right. Let me be the guinea pig. And, you know, I would not follow this video right away. Let me be the guinea pig. I'll report back later whether or not it works, how long it's been since I last did this job, any engine codes, etc. And I'll tell you how it goes. The reason I'm doing this is because I am a lifelong Honda guy. Been buying Hondas since 2004, practically since I started buying cars. We have 4 Hondas in our family, no kidding, 4. Our original 2004 Pilot and the most recent one, you know, we got gouged for their Honda CR-V hybrid because buy a car now and you're going to pay full price. So it really bugs me when car manufacturers do this. This is a Chrysler move. If you try and ask Honda for those gaskets, they're just gaskets. There's no reason they shouldn't give them to you. You know what they'll say? We only sell it as a unit. You've got to buy the whole damn thing. Sorry if I already mentioned this at the beginning of the video. Well, no. Sometimes I like to do my own work and I like to do it cheaply because I do have a family. And you know what? I'm going to find a workaround. And so that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for me so I can save money, but I'm also doing it for you. Because if this works and I show you how to do it and you go and do it, then screw Honda, screw corporate, save money, dock out. Whoa, not so fast, not dock out. Hey, so I just wanted to give you an update. I've been driving this car now for 2 weeks and checking it religiously for leaking, and it has not leaked in 2 weeks. So it at least passed the short-term test. What I'll do is keep monitoring it, and if you don't see a video from me, then just assume it's all good. And at the end of a year, I'll give you a kind of a final update on whether this is worth doing. But so far, so good. Dock out. Oh, you made it to the end. That's awesome. Listen, I'm Doc. I'm the one who's, you know, the voice behind these videos, and I really appreciate you taking the time to actually watch the whole thing. That's fantastic. If you've got time, if you want to, if you like the video, hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you get notified of new videos when I put them up. I'm going to try and do one a week, and I'm going to do a bunch of Instagram stuff, so make sure you follow me there and on Twitter. Instagram's going to be the shorter stuff. I don't have any merchandise yet. I'm planning to, as the channel grows, if I succeed, I'll get some merch. For now, if you really want to help me in another way, you like these videos enough, I'm going to put links to my books in the description of the video. I'm a science fiction author in my spare time as well, so I'm juggling a lot of balls. But anyway, I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you at the next one. Hey, do me a favor and turn this junk off. I don't know how to deal with tech.